Hey guys, Kyle here. And in this video, I'm going to be ranking ecom money making habits, S tier being ones that will make you the most money, and D tier being the ones that are holding you back, are not as important to be focusing on, and that aren't really producing a high ROI. All right, first one, we have profit tracking and actually knowing your numbers properly. Now, I can't stress how important this is because if you don't know your actual KPIs, you don't factor in transaction fees, refunds, chargebacks, all of that stuff, in addition to your cost of goods, ad spend, your traditional business expenses that everyone normally tracks, then you are going to think that you're making more than you actually are. And you're going to have less reinvestable profit, and you're going to overextend yourself when it comes to hiring team, paying for unnecessary softwares, and all of these things. Now, while it is incredibly important for you to understand your metrics and the profitability of your business, you also don't need to be obsessing over every little penny, and you should be able to have a ballpark idea of the health of the business. So I'm gonna put this at A tier. All right, next up, we have stealing ideas from your competitors. This I would put at A tier because especially as a dropshipper, we're literally just elite copycats who innovate on our competitors. And we literally do not need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to copy what's already working, what there is evidence of demand for, sell products that customers are already buying in order to get ahead. All right, next up we have branding. I'm going to say not as important as you think in the beginning, but it can create some outsized returns long-term. But the quality of your logo, brand packaging, organic presence, none of that shit matters in the beginning. So I'm going to put it in C tier. All right, watching YouTube videos, what you're doing right now, hot take, D tier. Execution is superior to consumption, right? You don't learn when you go to a lecture at university. You learn by taking the exam, which is evidence that you have been exposed to similar questions that you have been able to answer differently and correctly, because the definition of learning is same condition, new behavior. So if you watch a YouTube video and your Shopify dashboard still says 0, you have effectively learned nothing. All right, market research. This hands down, easily S tier. Too many e-com sellers have the brain size of a squirrel, and they just go to ChatGPT and say, oh, give me 3 people that I could sell this product to. You need to know your product and your customers like the back of your hand, because as an e-commerce brand owner, you have to be a world-class marketer because your product's not going to be revolutionary. You don't have Amazon shipping times, and you haven't raised hundreds of millions of dollars to deploy in the company. So don't let AI be a crutch and actually do the market research, understand your customers, understand how to do it manually, review mining, coming up with unique marketing opportunities and unique avatars to sell the product to so that you can win. All right, next we got hiring. Now, there's 2 ends of this. One of them is the concept of hiring in and of itself, which is very, very important to have good, talented contractors and virtual assistants in your corner, but you don't need a team of 10 full-time employees to get to 10, 20K a month in profit with e-commerce. You need a couple of contractors initially that you train up. You can dabble around with working with some agencies here and there, but where most people shoot themselves in the foot is hiring too quickly when they have a little bit of success. So I'm going to put this in B tier because again, people are everything, but just because you scale up to 100K a month and 20K a month in profit for 2 months doesn't mean that you earn the right to go and hire a $20,000 a month agency, because that is not guaranteed to get you to 100K or 200K a month in profit. And you do not want to overextend yourself just because of a couple of good months. So as you continue making more, don't spend more. And that brings us to the next habit, which is avoiding lifestyle inflation. As your business starts to make profit, you will likely pay yourself more, and you will want to flex that to your friends and family that doubted you. But that only makes you look more like a fool when you have a tough month in business and you needed that cash to solve certain problems that would have made your brand grow 10 times greater, but you spent it on a car, a Miami penthouse, or a Rolex. Now, on the flip side, I'm gonna put this in B, because for some people, as you spend more, it decreases your tolerance for mediocrity. So if you have a higher rent bill, you have a higher car payment, it forces you to adjust your income around to accommodate your new lifestyle. Now, what I see most entrepreneurs, including myself, do is make a lot of money, spend a lot of money, experience a massive setback, and then come back to earth where the next time they make a lot of money, they don't spend it carelessly. And they have a proper system that they follow, whether it's a percentage system or something else, to prevent them from overextending themselves, both personally and for the business. All right, next up, we have aggressively scaling ads that are working. S tier, no doubt about it. There's a saying that goes, when it's easy is when you go hard. And what I see too many people doing is getting to $1,000 or $2,000 a day in profit and then kicking their feet up, and they start sipping margaritas on a beach in Mexico and doing nothing. And that is a surefire way for your business to fall apart in a couple of months. If something is working, you have to aggressively scale it. You have to push the limits. You have to keep moving until something breaks and then fix it, because the level of success that you're experiencing is fun, but it is not guaranteed in the long term. So do not get comfortable, do not get complicit, and hit the gas when something is working. All right, next up, we have ruthlessly negotiating with your manufacturers and suppliers. I'm gonna put this at B tier because when you think about margin, there are 2 ends of the sword. There's lifting your AOV or increasing your prices, and then there's decreasing your costs. Now, you can only decrease your costs to 0. That's why this is an S tier. because saving money is amazing. And going from a $20 product cost to $15 makes the world of a difference when it comes to your marketing spend and your cash flow. But again, you can only bring that number down to 0, which is why increasing your prices, which is the next thing, is something that I wish I didn't pussy out on a lot sooner. Because sometimes the easiest way to take your margins from 10% to 30% with literally not changing a single thing is just increasing your prices from 40 to 50 bucks. So this is going to A tier. You can also increase your shipping price as well, or start charging for shipping, because it won't decrease your conversion rate as much as you think. Sometimes that actually increases it. However, if you don't know how to do this properly, or if you do it too aggressively, there is a risk that you decrease your overall throughput and conversion rates, which is why I'm putting it at A tier and not S tier. All right, omnichannel marketing, putting your product in front of all your customers and every platform they shop on. Hands down, D tier, not as important as you think. All you need is one channel to get to 100K, even $1 million a month, and you didn't master the way that you serve creatives to that customer on that best and top performing platform. That's it. All these other ones are generally a distraction. So it's not that you can't market on them, but pick one channel that you're going to be an expert at. And if you want to hire some freelancers to test some stuff on the other ones, where if something sticks, you scale it, cool. But it sounds a lot better in theory, whereas in reality, a lot of times they're just shiny object syndromes. Testing 5 products a day, like all the fashion dropshipping gurus tell you, where you just sell shit products, a very high volume of them. You find an image that performs well and you scale it to the moon. Then you get a shit ton of refunds and chargebacks a couple months later. C tier. I would argue that with the right methods and with you being able to acquire the right skills that every successful dropshipper has acquired beyond the point of success, you may only need to test 5 cumulative products. The key is not to test hundreds of products, it's to test hundreds of variables. So you should try multiple landing pages, dozens of creatives for product, different styles of creatives, selling to different customer avatars with different marketing angles at different price points. So it's more about the depth that you apply to each individual product test. And don't get me wrong, every test you're gonna learn something, but at 5 product tests a day, you're not really learning anything with each test. At that point, you're just spam testing, spray and praying, gambling. That's not what we do. All right, optimizing your product quality, customer service, making sure that everything is dialed in like you are in an elite publicly traded company. B tier. Not as important in the beginning by any means, because they don't even know what the quality of the product is going to look and feel like unless you convince them that it's good enough to buy it in the first place. But this is the thing that will keep customers coming back. So you don't neglect it, but you don't have to be a perfectionist in the beginning and order 10 different samples and procrastinate launching for months because of a couple of loose threads on a piece of clothing you might want to sell. All right, lastly, we have optimize your AOV. Synonymous with increasing your price or trying to charge shipping, hands down A tier. Why? Because as we mentioned, with negotiating cost of goods with your suppliers, you can only get that down so low, to 0. Whereas being able to extract more money out of your customers is infinite. So focusing on your funnel, your upsells, your cross-sells, your digital and physical product upsells, introducing subscriptions, email marketing, where you can add complementary products and market it to your existing list and customer base as consistently as possible. That's what allows most of the successful ecom brand owners that you know to actually be profitable, even if they might only be breaking even front end on their marketing. So yeah, that is it for this video. I wish I knew these things earlier so that I didn't make the same mistakes that I have already made, and it could have probably made me millions of dollars extra or saved me hundreds of thousands worth of mistakes. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and leave a comment on what types of videos you want me to make next. And as always, if you want my help scaling your very own e-commerce brand to 10, 20K a month in profit and beyond, just shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'd be happy to see how I can help.